So the social media platform that me and my group chose to do is TikTok. TikTok came out in 2016 and started getting big in the last probably 2 to 3 years. Personally, I think that when Vine, which is very similar to TikTok, was taken down, I think people just kind of migrated over from Vine to TikTok. And, you know, I love TikTok. I use it probably every day. And I think when I was in quarantine and when a lot of people were in quarantine, TikTok was kind of like your main source of entertainment. You know, there was nothing else to do but make a TikTok. So I think that was one of the main reasons it got so big in the last year. I did read a statistic that said about the average person that has TikToks and spends about 52 minutes a day on TikTok. But obviously I am a fan, but I'm not oblivious to the negative behaviors that sometimes people on TikTok can promote, intentionally or not intentionally. But the first one that I want to talk about is eating disorders. And what I mean by that is, I know on a lot of people's For You page is the what I eat in a day. You know, a lot of them are nutritious and healthy and get, you know, touch all food groups. But, you know, there are some people out there that are eating, you know, 400 to maybe 800 calories a day. And how this trend works is it will tell you, or they will tell you what they're eating in each hour. And some are promoting from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I don't eat. And, you know, when someone is very sensitive to that topic, or they are just coming out of an eating disorder or get triggered very easily, seeing someone that is so skinny and has the body that, oh, you've always wanted, and seeing them eat 400 calories a day, you know, what else is going to go through their mind? Oh, I need to eat 400 calories a day to look like that. When in reality, that is not even close to being true. Anyway, so the second topic that I want to talk about is the advertisement, I guess you could say, of drug use. Me being 18, you know, I've kind of seen it all. I'm an adult. You know, I know, you know, it doesn't really bother me seeing it, but I know for a fact that there are, you know, kids 8, 9, 10 on this app with very, you know, impersonal minds. So when they see, you know, you doing drugs just for fun and you're promoting how fun it is and how easy it is to get access to them, I think it is, you know, starting to desensitize the younger generation into thinking, oh, everybody on TikTok, you know, takes drugs, so when I get old enough and I can get a hold of them, you know, that's going to be me. When in reality, when we were all that age, we were signing the Say No to Drugs, you know, campaign. So I think it is a lot different and, you know, can be dangerous for younger kids like that to access that kind of information. So I think some creators on TikTok need to be more careful about how they promote that kind of thing. The last topic that I want to talk about is challenges. So I know that we all, you know, saw the Tide Pod challenge, which is literally when someone just eats a whole Tide Pod. And obviously that has toxic chemicals in it. So, you know, people were eating that and they didn't, just for fun, I guess. And then the next one that I know I've seen people do that, you know, is where you put salt in your hand and you take an ice cube and you just hold it there to see how long you could hold it, when people were coming out of that with second-degree burns, which, you know. And the new one that I haven't seen and heard about is you take the box from a charger, I guess, but I've just seen it with the Apple charger, and you kind of plug it in, but not all the way into the socket. You take a penny and you drop it in between and you push it all the way in, which has more than once started fires in the house. And, you know, a lot of these challenges are common sense. Like, you think you know the outcome, but some people don't care and some kids don't care and don't know. So they're going to do it anyways because they think it's funny and they don't know that it could actually harm them. But overall, I do think that TikTok is a fun, you know, can be safe place to find entertainment if it is monitored. So, you know, I just kind of advise, I guess, parents, if you see your kids on TikTok that are, you know, not of age that you want to be seeing some mature adult content, I would advise, you know, to monitor what they're seeing. Because, so how the For You page works is, you know, it's kind of catered to you, but I mean, every now and then it's going to throw a different type of video in there. And if it sees that you like it, it will throw in more like that. So if kids start liking videos about like any other topics I said about the what I eat in a day or drugs or challenges, it's that's gonna fill their whole For You page eventually. So I do think that TikTok does have both pros and cons, and I would leave it up to people to weigh them out.
In today's society, you hear a lot about TikTok, and you hear very many different opinions on TikTok. Some people say they love it, and some people say that they hate it. I've heard many different views on TikTok, but my view on TikTok is that I love TikTok. I spend most of my day on TikTok, honestly. If I'm bored, TikTok. If I want to learn something, I can go to TikTok and watch a TikTok and just search it on TikTok. TikTok to me just isn't a bad form of social media. If you're like me, you've learned so much through TikTok. This app to me is a form of motivation, a confidence booster, and a positivity spreader. One of the many reasons that I love TikTok so much is that it motivates me. It motivated me in so many different ways, from motivating me to clean my room or reorganize my closet, or motivate me just to go outside, enjoy nature. But the main thing it's motivated me on is motivated me to want to lose weight and get my body right. And I feel like if I didn't watch TikTok, I probably wouldn't be where I am right now, because TikTok taught me to do all these different things. You can watch workout videos on it. It can tell you different recipes, healthy recipes. It just has made me want to better myself. And I never thought an app could do that, but it has. And another reason I choose TikTok as one of my favorite social medias is because to me it's a confidence booster. I see so many girls boosting other girls and complimenting one another more than I see girls on there being rude. And if you see a girl being rude on there, you see another girl taking up for that girl, you don't need to be doing this. I see more positive things on there than I do negative. Lastly, but definitely not least, I see this app as a positivity spreader. I see people get on a 60-second video and tell people that they're having a bad day. They turn to TikTok if they're having a bad day. They turn to TikTok if they're going through depression. They turn to TikTok if they're going if their boyfriend or husband or whatever is cheating on them. I've seen so much of people getting on there and talking about how bad their life is going, but I see people turn around and say listen, you don't need to be doing that. You need to focus on you, and just giving advice about what they need to do. I've also seen people talk about going through today when I logged on, this woman was talking about how she's vlogging her divorce. Today's her first day of divorce, and she needed people to help her get through her first day of divorce, because she didn't have anybody, so she turned to TikTok. And I've seen people get on there about depression, talking about how they feel not loved and not welcome. And then people will turn around and say you're so beautiful, complimenting them, trying to boost them up. To me, this app, it could be in many people's eyes a bad thing, but to me, I see this app as being a great thing. It's been a great thing for me. While many people have different opinions on this app, my personal opinion on TikTok is a good thing. I see TikTok as a form of motivation, a confidence booster, and a positivity spreader. in my eyes. I don't see like nowhere near as much negativity as I do on Facebook or Instagram. I just see a lot of people like bringing people up on this app. But that is why I love TikTok, and I see it as a good thing. While many people have their own opinions, but my opinion is that TikTok is a great form of social media. I'm Maggie Valdez, and thanks for listening to my speech.
Hi guys. So today I'm going to be telling you about why I personally think TikTok is not the best app. Now, while I also think TikTok is fun, there's just a lot of things on there that I think are not the best things. And so, one, today TikTok is very relevant in our society. Almost everybody uses TikTok. Either they watch them or they make them or both. I know even myself, I make TikToks and I use them. And my nieces, they're 4 and 6 years old, and they watch TikToks on their little Kindle, mini iPad, whatever it is. And my dad watches TikToks, and my grandmother, she even saw one on Facebook, and she called me up and she was like, Lindsay, what is this TikTok? And I sat there and told her about it. But I know that there are some stuff on there that I wouldn't want my nieces or to watch. It's just they're too young to see stuff like that. On TikTok, there's very vulgar and explicit stuff that they should not be exposed to at that age. So I just think, for one, that there should be an age limit. Now, there is an age limit on TikTok, but it's not strictly enforced, which I think it personally should be enforced very strictly, because, children's minds are very easily, swayed. So I think that people should really enforce the age limit on TikTok. Another thing is there are several TikTok challenges that are crazy and dangerous, and TikTok challenges should not be on TikTok. I'm going to tell you about one of them. So the first one is the Skull Breaker Challenge, and it's where 3 people stand in a line, and usually the middle person is completely unaware what's about to go on. And so they tell the middle person to jump up, and when he does, or she does, the side people kick their legs out from under them and they fall back and usually hit their head, hence Skull Breaker Challenge. And now, there have been a lot of people hospitalized with several head injuries, severe head injuries from this, and few people have actually died from it. And so another one is the Penny Challenge. It's where people pull your charger kind of out from the wall and try to stick a penny in between the little, I have one right here, this part. When you plug it in, they try to stick a penny in between it. And so and that's called several house fires, and a lot of people have lost their houses from it. I don't know why people thought that was a good idea, because you don't need to put anything in an electrical socket, but kids, they do it. And so another one is the last one I'm going to talk about is the Throw It in the Air Challenge. And so it's where you put your phone on the ground, and you have a group of people stand over it, and you throw something in the air, and no one can move until it hits somebody. The objects go from small to really big things. I know I've seen plates, balls, crazy stuff like that, and it's caused a lot of concussions in the past. So another thing I'm going to talk about is how TikTok spreads so much misinformation. They don't spread the truth. It usually comes from users who don't watch the news. They just see other people on TikTok or Facebook or anything like that, and they just spread it without even fact-checking it. And so us as people who watch TikToks, we just believe them to be trustworthy, and a lot of people just trust what they say instead of actually researching it for themselves. So that it just spreads so much misinformation, and I personally think TikTok is super biased, crazy. So one thing I'm going to talk about is Joe Biden's health. A lot of people on TikTok have just been talking about Joe Biden's health, trying to bash his campaign, and it's a lot of Trump supporters who just try to bash Joe Biden. And the last one I'm going to talk about is the wildfires. People have been saying that the wildfires were planned, and so a lot of it got so bad to where a firefighter himself had to get on TikTok and was like, y'all are crazy if y'all actually think this is planned. People are losing their lives and houses over this. How could you think that it's planned? Why would you say that? So that's another thing. But honestly, overall, I think that TikTok is a fun and exciting app when it's used the right way. I know there have been it's been said that Trump was going to ban TikTok, because of like ties with China and stuff, but I don't think TikTok should be banned. I just think that, for one, the age limit should be strictly enforced, because like I said, there's just things on there that kids at such a young age do not need to see. Especially, like, imagine a 7-year-old or 8-year-old trying to do one of the crazy challenges on TikTok and ended up losing their life over it. Because kids, they're susceptible at that age. They will do almost anything they see. They mimic other people. So, and then I think that the challenges should not be allowed whatsoever on there. I think that if it is, you either get banned from TikTok, can't be on there, because people are losing their lives over nothing. And lastly, I think that people should definitely be fact-checking their information before they spread it. I think if you are famous on TikTok or something, you really want to try to, give your people the right answers, make sure they're getting the right and correct answers. So, yeah.
My audience for the day is the cast of Hamilton. TikTok is a highly popular and more recently controversial form of social media composed entirely of 15 to 60 second videos. Critics of the app have typically never used it, and they tend to think that the app is simply made for silly dance crazes, pointless trends, and a bunch of dangerous challenges. Actual users of the app know that this isn't true. TikTok is a great medium for people, especially younger generations, to get informed and involved, to learn useful information, and to find a sense of community within each other. So TikTok is a Gen Z dominated platform, as a whopping 41% of its users are between the ages of 16 and 24. Gen Z is dominated by social media more than previous generations, which means that social media in general is typically how we stay connected to the world. Now, why specifically is TikTok one of the best forms of social media? Well, for one, TikTok is a great way to keep us informed. As a group, our generation tends to stray away from news networks like CNN or Fox because they're extremely biased, and we would rather have our news, we would rather get our news from social media platforms, from individuals, as opposed to major corporations that tend to have less than good intentions when it comes to delivering news. TikTok is a good way to get this information because of the video format. The video format makes it easier to break down the issues and simplify them, which in terms means that the watchers of the videos will better understand any messages being conveyed. TikTok is a great way to get into politics, as major creators, even if it's not their specific content type, they do like to voice their opinions. And it tends to convince other people that the issues really are, important, and it engages them, and it tends to convince them to start learning more about issues and doing their own research. Another huge pro for TikTok is that if it's used this way, it can be a great resource and an educational tool. If you need study tips, for example, or need help understanding some material in a specific class, there are plenty of creators there to help you with the learning process. Personally, I like to use creators who teach ASL and PSE, which, if you don't know, are forms of sign language, because it's a lot better than trying to Google something like that, or trying to use an app, or other forms of learning that specific subject. It can also be helpful if you are interested in a new hobby, or if you want to learn something new but you don't entirely know what you're doing. There are creators that offer up that information too. Even if you need help understanding, your mental health or the way your brain works better, there are all kinds of educational opportunities surrounding that area on TikTok as well. Finally, TikTok is a great way to make connections. Users typically find a sense of community through content creators and other individuals who share similar backgrounds, views, and interests. with each other. The content is so diverse and the algorithms are so specific due to the developers that it's really easy. You don't have to spend a lot of time on the app to find content that is good for you, that you can relate to. Also, countless friendships and relationships have been created and formed through TikTok and have lasted as long or longer than the app have from its previous versions, Musical.ly or Vine and things like that. And along with the fact that it connects many young people, because we share experiences as a generation and as we branch out through TikTok and other social media platforms to find each other. So through these points, I've expressed why TikTok is one of the best social media platforms, why it's a good thing, and why people should give it a chance regardless of whether other people think it's cringy or immature. Any social media platform has its problems, but in my personal experience, the positive forces of this particular app outweigh its flaws.